Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome to the awards contender. I don't know about you. I'm having major FOMO right now that I am not at the 2025 Cannes Film Festival. It's still going on. We are just a few days away from the big award winners and things, but I thought I would make a video for you today talking about all of the exciting updates. What are the big films playing the last few days at Cannes? What's been picked up? What might be awards players? I haven't seen these films yet. Hopefully soon. I am going to Toronto in September. So anything that really pops at Cannes will probably go to Toronto, and I will have reviews for you in September. But yeah, I wanted to make a video talking about the exciting developments at Cannes the last few days, starting with Die, My Love, directed by Lynn Ramsey and starring Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson and Sissy Spacek, Nick Nolte. I have had my eye on this film for a few months. And when they announced the Cannes lineup, it wasn't there. And I was like, really? I've heard it's pretty well close to done. That felt like a movie that would go to Cannes. Thankfully, a few days later, a week later, whatever it was, they did announce Die, My Love to be a part of the competition. And I was holding my breath the day this premiered. I was like, come on, be good. I love Jennifer Lawrence. It has been a very long time since she's been in the awards conversation, has gotten a bunch of nominations for Best Actress. It's been a decade since Joy, so I was like, man, if she really hits this out of the park, maybe she'll be back in the awards conversation. And everything I've been reading about this movie is that she is incredible in it. Some people haven't given it a 10 out of 10 or anything, although most of the reviews of Die, My Love say it's one of the best films of the festival. Everybody is saying Jennifer Lawrence is extraordinary in this movie. And so with Mubi picking this up in a bidding war, Mubi picked it up, a day or two ago. And, they had The Substance for 2024, and they did a really, really good job with The Substance. So, I'm feeling pretty good about Die, My Love's chances at the Oscars next award season. I mean, it is Lynn Ramsey. Not all of her movies, do very well during award season, even though she's a very singular filmmaker, does amazing work. Her movies don't always get very much buzz when it comes to award season, so I was a little bit nervous about that, but it sounds like Die, My Love is pretty accessible. It's not a really difficult to navigate movie or anything. So I think we're going to be hearing a lot about Die, My Love in the months to come. I hope I can see it at Toronto, given that it plays there, because I have a sense I'm going to really love it. We shall see. But yeah, I think Jennifer Lawrence is absolutely in the Best Actress race now. I've heard great things about Robert Pattinson in this movie, and he is an actor who's been doing really good work the last few years, has still never gotten an Oscar nomination, so we'll see. And then Sissy Spacek and Nick Nolte, I've heard, are also really good in this. They're, of course, previous Oscar nominees. Spacek has been nominated all over the place throughout the decades. Of course, she has won for Coal Miner's Daughter. Nolte's been nominated a few times. He's never won. So I've heard that Nick Nolte is in the movie very briefly, so maybe there's nothing there. But Spacek, I've read a couple things that say she's really great, and she is in a little bit more of it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling good about Die, My Love. I'm feeling good about Mubi taking this on for the fall, and yeah, I think this is going to be one amazing movie. Next up is The Chronology of Water, directed by Kristen Stewart. This is her feature film directorial debut, and as soon as I heard about this one, Imogen Poots starring in it, I was intrigued. I was like, man, Kristen Stewart as writer-director of her own film, that's really exciting. I mean, you think about the acting choices she's made in the last decade, and there is so much great stuff. She takes a lot of swings as an actress, and so if she's going to take on a project as writer-director, it's going to be something strong. I was not prepared to hear out of Cannes that, it's just kind of a womp womp, nothing to see here movie. I knew it would be good. But the reviews for Kristen Stewart's new film as director are very strong. I mean, I don't know if it'll be a huge awards contender. Will Kristen Stewart be in the conversation for Best Director, Best Screenplay? I'm not sure. But like everything I'm reading about the Chronology of Water is very, very good. I think this could be one of the great films of 2025. Again, I hope it goes to Toronto. I can't wait to see it and share my review with all of you. But like this was one I had my eye on for a while going into the festival, and I was so relieved to hear the amazing response. I mean, Kristen Stewart could be a force of nature as a filmmaker, not just an actress moving forward. And I think the very strong response to her first movie as director, it's going to mean very good things for her career as a filmmaker moving forward. Another feature film directorial debut from an actor we all know, Harris Dickinson, has made a new movie as writer-director Urchin, which I was hearing good things about going into Cannes. And, you know, Harris Dickinson, kind of like Kristen Stewart, makes very good choices as an actor. He's been doing a lot of good work the last few years. So when I heard he had directed his own movie, I was intrigued. And maybe like the reviews aren't as strong as the Chronology of Water for Stewart's, but like the few people I follow on Letterboxd and like people who have reviewed Urchin have said it's very good and that he has a really good eye as a filmmaker. It sounds like a pretty simple story, a man in London like going through like a self-destructive phase. I love Harris Dickinson as an actor, and he feels like someone who's going to do a very good job as a director. A movie I am very excited about is Richard Linklater's latest Nouvelle Vague. I think that's how you pronounce it. I watched a little bit of a Richard Linklater interview, and that's how he said it. So Nouvelle Vague is this new movie he made and is about like the making of Breathless in 1959. I think it's all in black and white, if I'm not mistaken. And I adore movies about the making of movies. When they're done well, those can be really fun. And I mean, it's kind of crazy. Richard Linklater just had another film premiere at Berlin, another historical drama, Blue Moon, starring his frequent collaborator, Ethan Hawke. So like he's having a moment right now, Richard Linklater, with two films. Both have been acclaimed. I read really good things about Blue Moon. And then Nouvelle Vague, I mean, it's not getting 5 stars from the people I follow, but most of them are giving it 3.5, 4 stars, say it's really fun, really well done, and, you know, a really good ensemble cast, beautiful cinematography, and Richard Linklater has a touch as a filmmaker, whether he's doing comedy or drama or whatever. He has this ability to draw you into the stories he tells in such a beautiful way that, I mean, I'm hoping next award season he will be in the conversation for one or both of these new movies, right? Blue Moon, Nouvelle Vague. I'm hoping both of these movies are talked about very much in the awards conversation in the months to come. Now, hot off the presses, like as of this recording, this movie just premiered. I just saw a couple reviews of it, and they're very positive. Spike Lee's newest joint, Highest to Lowest, starring Denzel Washington, another frequent collaborator of a director. I mean, Washington and Lee go back decades, right? They've made so many films together, some on a large scale, some smaller, and I feel like it's been a while since they've made a film together. This is their newest movie, Highest to Lowest. It's opening, I believe, like September 5th, I saw on a poster or something, so that makes me feel a little nervous. If it's like a big Oscar contender type movie, it probably would come out in like October, November. If it's opening in theaters or dropping on streaming, whatever it's doing in early September, that's not a good sign. But these initial few reviews I've looked at on Twitter, online, are very strong. So, I mean, Spike Lee is one of those directors, anytime he has a new movie, we sit up and take notice, especially if Denzel Washington is in it. So even if it is just okay, maybe not like his greatest movie, it's going to be something worth watching. Eddington. Okay, let's talk about Eddington, the latest film from writer-director Ari Aster, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Emma Stone and Austin Butler and Pedro Pascal, and just an amazing cast. Ari Aster, his first 2 movies are 2 of my favorite films of the last decade. Hereditary and Midsommar are incredible. Beau is Afraid was a weird film in that the first hour I loved with a capital L, and then the second hour was still pretty good, and then the third hour kind of lost me a little. Like, I was mixed in some ways about Beau is Afraid, but it was still a very interesting film. And now he has this powerhouse cast for Eddington, which I guess is about the pandemic. It's like set in 2020 around there. And I was a little nervous. I was like, I don't know, like maybe this isn't going to be like one of his finest hours. And kind of as I predicted, kind of as I thought was going to happen, the reviews of Eddington have been very divisive. Like, people are saying it's terrible. Some people I follow and love have given it 3.5 stars, even 4 stars. Some are saying it's definitely worth your time. But I'm also seeing some takes that's like, oh yeah, this is bad. This is very bad. And I'm like, man, if it's a movie about the pandemic, like if it's not really, really good, like nothing is going to happen with Eddington. So like the day it premiered at Cannes, I was like tensing up, like, come on. Like I was like, I kept swiping, I kept looking, like, come on. I can't wait to see those initial reactions. Now, I don't know, maybe eventually I'll catch up with Eddington and love it. You know, with a capital L. Maybe I'll think it's a masterpiece, I don't know. But unfortunately, when it comes to most of what I've read about Eddington, I feel like it's gonna be more Beau is Afraid than Hereditary and Midsommar, and might even be like more divisive than Beau is Afraid. So yeah, I mean, I'm still happy we're getting a new Ari Aster movie in 2025. I will always be excited for his next project, especially when it has a cast like that. Like, holy cow, like what a cast. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about this movie moving forward. I don't know about you. Now, a couple titles that have been getting very strong reviews, I still don't know too much about. You know, but when I follow, like, you know, the 5 to 10 people, like, I really trust their opinions. They're at Cannes right now. They're sharing their takes on Letterboxd and on Twitter and stuff. And when there's, like, a consensus, when they're all giving it 4 or 4.5 or 5 stars, like, those are the movies I really pay attention to. And so far, there's been 2. There's been 2 titles. They are all adoring. The first one is Sound of Falling. This looks to be a standout from Cannes this year. It's directed by Masha Shalinsky, and it tells the lives of 4 generations of women, getting very strong reviews. It's long. It's like at least 2.5 hours long, I'd say. And based on some of the descriptions I've looked at about this movie, it's not going to be like the easiest watch or anything, but they're all loving it. And so I have this one on my radar now. It's probably going to be a big awards player moving forward. And then the other one is The Secret Agent, which is the big Cannes player from Brazil this year. And, you know, Brazil really had a moment a few months ago with I'm Still Here. I still think about, like, that was one of my favorite moments at the Toronto Film Festival, walking into that knowing nothing and just being blown away, and then seeing how well it eventually did at the Oscars, you know, getting in to picture and actress and foreign film, winning foreign film. That was awesome. And so I feel like The Secret Agent could be Brazil's ticket to the next Oscars. Based on all the positive reviews I'm seeing, The Secret Agent is another movie I have got my eye on. And then lastly, 2 films that are opening in theaters very soon. We don't have to wait very long for these 2. The Phoenician Scheme by Wes Anderson is the first one to talk about. I feel like most of his films go to a big festival like Cannes or Venice or something. I know Asteroid City 2 years ago went to Cannes before opening in June. The Phoenician Scheme is coming out even earlier than that one did 2 years ago. This one is going into limited release on May 30th and is opening nationwide on June 6th. So we'll all see it very soon. It had its premiere at Cannes, and the reviews have been so-so, I would say. You know, Asteroid City was fairly positive from the critics, and I didn't much care for Asteroid City. There were things in it I liked, and, you know, the performances were strong. He always has these amazing ensemble casts, but Asteroid City, there was just something lacking. I never fully connected with that one. And now we have The Phoenician Scheme, another all-star cast. I'm very excited to see like Michael Cera in a Wes Anderson movie. I can't believe Michael Cera has never been in a movie by this director. That feels like a combination that should have happened years ago. So I'm excited about that. Benicio del Toro, I think, is the lead in the movie. And so, like, at worst, it'll just be okay. At best, it'll be pretty good. Word has been mixed. People who really dig his work are liking it, but then others are saying, it's just kind of more of the same. So we'll all get to see it very soon. I'm still excited. Anytime there's a new Wes Anderson movie, I'm there opening weekend, and I will be seeing it for all of you very soon. And then Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning also premiered at Cannes. I think it was one of the first movies to play. It was like day 1 or day 2. And word on the latest, potentially final Mission Impossible movie has been mixed. I mean, some people really loved it. Someone I follow and trust gave it 4.5 stars out of 5. That got me very excited. But then a couple other people I follow gave it like 2 or 2.5 stars out of 5. So I'm like, okay. I'm a huge fan of the franchise. Not all of the movies work for me, but they're a lot of fun. And Christopher McQuarrie, he has a really nice touch with these action films. This latest Mission Impossible movie does seem to be the end of an era, the end of that story. I mean, they'll probably make another one in the years to come. I would be surprised. If this is really the end for Tom Cruise in this franchise, I would be surprised. So of course there are many other films premiering at Cannes right now that I could talk about in this video, but those are the ones that I'm really excited about. I'm curious to see in the months to come, what their rollouts are going to be, when we are all going to be able to see them. Will they play at the fall festivals? Will I get a chance to see some of these in Toronto in September? And yes, are any of these films going to be big awards players in the months to come? I think so, especially Die My Love. Die My Love, Jennifer Lawrence, Robert Pattinson, Lynn Ramsey. I cannot wait. So let me know in the comments below what films premiering at this year's Cannes Film Festival are you most excited to see, and I'll see you next time at the Awards Contender.